Welcome back, everybody. All right, so this is going to be today's topic reading. It is going to be for the 24th of March. So let's take a quick peek and see how we begin. As always, you guys can enter to win a free read with me by writing the word compassion in the comment section. I do choose at least one winner each week to get a free read with me. So let's see where we go with this one, shall we? Let's see. Focus. Ooh, what are we focusing on? In this case, we're focusing on transformation. We're also, you could look at this as the the sphere is halfway full or halfway empty. The water is representing emotions. So either we are able to see more clearly, because you notice how it's like it's below her eye line at this point. Her third eye is where that butterfly is, though. So if we're focusing on something, it's like we're becoming aware instinctually that we are in the middle of a transformation. Maybe we're seeing through emotions at this point. We're no longer feeling like we're drowned in emotions anymore. That's the way I'm looking at this. All of this, the upper portion of her skull, which is where the brain is where all the light is as well. We have a lot of I feel like the mind is being really cleaned and cleared of things. So strangely, I'm going to go with the Lenormand deck next. By the way, that is card number 14. Let's just see where we go. Let's just see. Okay, so we have the lady has been waiting. And there has been, these are worries on someone's mind, okay? No, I'm going to wait. I was going to say something. I'm like, no, hold your tongue, Kate. We've been worried about whether or not this was going to come back around. And something is clearing out our mindset. So I'm going to go ahead and say it like this. Sometimes we get really hung up. Sorry, I rattled my whole camera there. We get really hung up and worried about like what's going to happen. She is waiting. Absolutely. She's waiting, holding this rose, wanting to give her love to someone. And she's possibly, like a creative mind, a writer, a reader. She's romantic. No matter the fact that she can carry on in life, she looks very serene. Still in the back of her mind, there's always this thing that is nibbling away. The mice represent worry, the kind of worry that nags us. Why? Because we keep asking ourselves, but is this coming back? These birds are migratory. Are they coming back to nest? Is a partner coming back to me? There's been a concern. Is a partner ever really going to show back up for me? Now, remember, the focus is I'm seeing through the emotions, and my third eye is what is showing me that I am transforming. So what we're seeing through is the worry that we had regarding is someone returning to us or not. What does that mean? I feel like I want to keep this deck a little bit longer. Okay. But I'm starting a new line of these cards because these cards interact with each other side by side. What does that mean? We have the mountain, we have the coffin, and we have the man. So if we're seeing through this and we realize with our third eye that we are actually changing, we're no longer being emotionally attached. We are now sensing things differently, and we're realizing that there is a major obstacle, that either this major obstacle is actually producing an ending. And Anubis is here because he weighs and measures things. Is this... so normally Anubis is weighing and measuring like the soul, right? Does someone get to cross, onward and, like go across the river Styx? What's the measurement of someone's soul? But in this case, I would interpret it as our intuition is telling us that what's changing inside of us is we're realizing there is possibly an insurmountable obstacle. And Anubis is saying, is this person really, I'm going to say, worthy of you? Should I let this person come into your life? The man is actually over here. They've been sitting here holding a rose also, but like not taking action. So if this is our third eye and we're transforming how we see a situation because we've taken the emotion out of it, the fretting, the worrying, we're now becoming aware that intuitively I know that there's a major blockage. Intuitively, I know that either something has to completely change, maybe a part of the characteristic of this man, maybe their tendency toward procrastination, but there's something that has to really die. Maybe it's a former connection. The man is waiting for something to be over, but they're not even wearing shoes. They're not taking an active role. So it becomes like the mountain is there, the blockage is there. Let's what I want to say, I don't want to say yet because I have no business saying it unless the cards show it. But tell me about the mountain. The reason I don't want to say it is because remember, this is all about like what is the intuition telling us. The mountain says King of Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles, Four of Swords reverse, Four of Wands upright. This is so the big obstacle in what we're changing in our mindset, what we're allowing ourselves to actually like really acknowledge. What is my intuition trying to tell me? My intuition is changing on this because I've taken my emotions out. My emotions were clouding my intuition. The big obstacle is somebody really powerful enough to make the choice to come forward, to heal things with me, and to be my equal partner? Is someone all of those things? That's what the mountain is. That's what the obstacle is. Is this person really supposed to be mine? Do they have what it takes to be mine? Do they have what it takes to be my person? Anubis over here is asking the same question on your behalf. If someone hasn't come forward yet and a bunch of time has passed and they still haven't come forward and you've been wondering when are they going to come forward, it starts to be like, but wait a second. Are they really supposed to be mine? Anubis is using the sword of truth. The sword of truth is going to cut off the things that are not meant to be ours. There's messengers here with these crows. There's all of these symbols, signs and symbols all over the place with the runes that are hanging everywhere in front of this tree of life. I have to say, what I think somebody is realizing is the writing was on the wall a long time ago. If we think back to conversations that we had with somebody, if we think back to little signs that they displayed, we may already know that this person is someone who they can't seem to become this character for us. Let's see though, because we have a conundrum over here. We still have the man that shows up, and the man is sitting here. And the man is staring right at her, but doing nothing, not putting on shoes, not standing up, not taking action. She also is sitting there, not necessarily taking any action. But why? We'll ask another question in just a minute, but tell me about the man. Tell me about the man. Why does the man sit? Why does the man just sit there? The man sits there with an Ace of Wands. That's passion. Are they? So they have passion, or they need to get their passion up so they put on some shoes and go get what it is that they want. Seven of Swords in the reverse. They need to actually be totally clear and not be hiding, not be running away from stepping up and becoming the best version of themselves. Three of Wands in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's almost like the man keeps finding ways to procrastinate, to say it's just not the right time. I couldn't picture a future yet. Let me get one more card on that passion, on the Ace of Wands. The man has the power to make this happen, but they aren't doing it. We have a Two of Cups and we have a Two of Wands in the reverse. I'm flabbergasted because if they are of the opinion that you are my twin flame, but I want to choose you. Oh, you know what? I just felt a card that literally fell all the way between my ankles. That's so weird. I didn't realize that there was one that must have actually, I thought one landed in my lap, then I didn't see it. It must have gone halfway under my tablecloth and then made its way down my leg. We have the all gifted. This is the man's dream come true. But wait. So if intuition here, what's changing is you intuitively are saying the big obstacle here is someone would need to actually decide to come forward, decide to come in and heal this, take the time to heal things with me, show up and be consistent. But can they really do that? Can they really do that? The man is waiting, but the man is waiting until they feel the passion and the confidence to come in and know that they are a twin flame and to feel like this is obviously what they want, but they're not there. They're not at that point. They haven't grown. They procrastinate. They don't see a future here. Why is she saying in my intuition, nothing would stop somebody from coming toward me and working on things if they really were of that mindset that they were ready to be a part of this connection? So why now in the intuitive energy, why are we imagining, and I'm going to say imagining, right? Because this is all about one person's intuition about what they perceive is going on here. And they think nothing would stop the man from coming toward me if they felt that way about me. So why do I believe that they are actually not feeling that way? What is it that makes me think that they don't feel that way? Ooh, oh my. We've lost several. I heard them hit. Oh dear. Okay, that's too many. That's just too many. So all those have to go back. Hold on. We're not going to take any of those because I mean, like literally, it's a ton. So just a moment. Let's reshuffle there. Now my face is itching from my hair all over. Okay. We're going to keep those. I'm sorry, my doggy's been very barky tonight. So we have a Prince of Wands in the reverse and a Temperance in the reverse. So why do I imagine that the man is not coming forward, is not showing up for this connection? Because they're not in a state of balance in their life. They don't have real motivation because they're in a state of lack of harmony inside of themselves. When someone is out of harmony, out of sync with themselves, what are the signs of that? What are the signs of that? And the reason I'm saying this is because remember we have that Ace of Swords with all those little signs around it. What is it that they are, that your intuition is telling you about this person? What were the signs and symptoms that were telling you that someone is, we've got, these cards keep doing this. It's like a flood. It's too many to read all at once, but a sign of it. We have the King of Pentacles, but in this King of Pentacles, this is one that my doggy, when he was still teething, had savaged a bit. These are my duplicate decks that I have, but there was always something missing. Someone acted like they had their act together, but there was always something missing here. So one of the signs of them being out of sync was possibly the fact that, it was more tattered. They said that they were one way, but you kept seeing something else. Judgment in the upright. Interesting. Was there a suspicion that they were actually still trying to get back together with somebody else? Or was this something where it's like, oh, Princess of Wands and the all gifted again? Signs and symptoms that someone was not in a balanced energy flow had something to do with either it was like a scenario where you felt like there were echoes of somebody who was pining for a different romance that they thought was their end all be all, or it was that they acted like this was going to be the end all be all, but it's like you already knew that they were going to be, it's like you had a premonition that this would fall apart. They weren't really ready for this, but in their minds, they knew right out of the gate that like later in life, they would want this with you. Like they said something along those lines, like, well, you're so perfect, you can definitely do better than me. But maybe we just met right, wrong, right time, wrong person, or sorry, wrong time, right person. Almost like they, right out of the gate, they planned that this can't happen now, even though this is what I want, but maybe later we can come back together. I don't know if they gave off that vibe, that intimation, or like I say, if it was something where it's like, I don't know, maybe they were hoping to have a do-over with someone else. There's some kind of an element where we've got so many repeat cards now that it's like you already could tell that this person was not ready for this, even though they wanted it. And that's, if they know that this was really special, but they wouldn't do something to get it, they were clearly out of balance with themselves. So if that's what you're becoming aware of is, hey, this person, as much as they wanted to be in this connection, they immediately right out of the gate acted like, oh, it's too bad this won't work because we could have been so good together. That's just like a crazy, like, that's a way to basically say, I'm going to sabotage this, So that's a really interesting thing. But it's like, if you think back to it, it's as if that somehow already had popped out of somebody's mouth. It's like they set this up to ruin it because they were not in harmony when I even first met them. Why is somebody not in harmony though? What is it about this person, this situation? What is it that's making them do all of this? Where is that disharmony coming from in this person? Where is that disharmony coming from? The Chariot. So, I mean, the Chariot is about needing to balance our emotions. It's also about moving forward. It's about, did someone need to move on from something? We have Page of Pentacles. This person needed to, like, I don't know if they're apathetic or if they don't really take charge of things. They needed to really be open to something new, to opening up their lives, to opening up, to a connection, to being different in a situation. Wow, Four of Wands. This person, it's like they insisted that the thing that they really want is always going to be out of reach for them. Almost like they like to make things like this long-term goal, like someday maybe we could be together, but it's almost like a dream that they want to believe is something they still have to reach for, but they can't quite have it. You're the one that is always out of reach. It's like this person wants, how do I say it? They either want something off in the distance, like a bit of a fantasy thing, because this is like fantasy. They want to believe that there's some great romance that exists far, far away. That's this big, drawn out fantasy fairy tale that's always got conflict. And I don't know. It's a weird vibe that I'm getting from this, because all they would have to do is move toward it. But the disharmony in themselves is like they watched too many romance movies or something that always show conflict and drama. Love shouldn't be conflict and drama. Love is the exact opposite of conflict and drama. It doesn't mean we won't have conflict and drama with our partner, but we shouldn't say that that's, well, you fall for somebody and then you can't really be with them, but you always love each other from a distance. And, that's just weird drama. If that's something that they have in their mind, that it's always got to be unattainable, and they almost want to keep it like that. So it's always a fantasy, but never becomes a real reality. So there's always this intrigue and this longing. I don't know. This is a strange vibe. I almost hesitate to put this story out because I'm not sure I understand why anybody would operate like that. It's very hard for me to comprehend. They do feel like someday I'll come back in as a hero. Sometimes I get stories like that where it's like somebody thinks, well, in their mind, they sit here and they don't do anything, but they live it all out in their head. And then they build into their mind, and then someday we'll be together and I'll come riding back in on a white horse. There's this element of, I want to keep this love, this great love of my life, totally unattainable. And someday it's like they fantasize about coming in and being this hero, but they don't even think that they're worthy for it or ready for it. And it's like, if you're starting to understand this person, as confusing as this is, if somebody wants to make something unattainable and they want to live it out in their head, but not in reality, if it's because of fear of, I don't know, I don't really understand why you would be afraid of something that you want so much, other than maybe that's the answer, because they want it so much. So they're afraid of it. So they sit there and they play it out in their head. But I don't know who would enjoy to sit in the longing. What's going on in the man's head? I don't understand this. Let's see what's happening in the man's head. And this is, I really want to see if, what the story, 5 of Cups and the Temperance in the reverse again. So imbalanced and so much regret. What do they regret? What do they regret? They sit in a state of regret, a state of loss, and that is a state of imbalance. What do they regret? They regret blocking this, but then they continue to sit there and block it and imagine what it would be like to be in this romance. Why aren't they fixing it? Why is the man not fixing it then? I don't understand that. They're not fixing it because they have decided that this is my forever, the one that got away. They're not fixing it because they made a choice to sit there and idealize this and say, but of course I can't have this. The time has come and gone. I feel like if that's where somebody is at, if this is why we're taking the emotion out and we're saying, if someone, like if my intuition on this is shifting to the point where now I see things differently, I see that this person is out of balance, out of harmony with themselves, meaning they don't feel powerful, meaning they made choices to let this be a missed opportunity. And they are sitting here almost wallowing in it while still fantasizing about the one that got away and how great this could have been. Let's ask the universe before I open my big old mouth here and start to say my opinion on that, because I try not to put my opinions into things. But boy, do I have an opinion on that. Woo, do I have an opinion on that. What does the universe have to say about this? If somebody sits there and chooses for it to be a missed opportunity. 9 of Staves, wounded warrior. So in regards to that, it's like, this person must have wounds that they carry for sure. But 8 of Staves, I mean, the universe is saying about this person, they do need to sit and stew for a while until they make some decisions about action that needs to be taken and words that need to be spoken. If this person, I don't know if it's like ancestral wounds or things like that they regret pushing this away, but then they decided that I've pushed it away so much that now obviously I can't have it. If they finally are going to, at some point in their life, get to a stage where they can communicate about the blocked energy, about why they push things away, this could change things. It could. Let's see. We have the 8 of Sacred Circles and we have the Chariot. Again, we have the Chariot. This person, if somebody chooses to not take action and they choose to hold on to the vision of what it could have been, but they keep beating themselves, yes, but I've lost it now because I pushed it away too much. The universe is saying that's your wounded self speaking, and you need to sit with yourself long enough that then you realize what it is you need to come in and say. You need to explain why you push something away if you want somebody back. Then you've got to put the effort in. And it's putting effort in to every aspect of yourself and your life. This isn't about even trying to win back the person that you love, the person that you view as your end all be all. It's about knowing that you don't have to push away things that you want in your own life. Be in charge of your life. Go after the one that you want. Go after what you want for you. It's not even about making things right with the person that you loved. It's about making things right for you in this lifetime. I don't know, though, if there is, if this person's going to do that, and it's beyond this other individual's control. The individual who's just taking their emotions out and really identifying and saying, someone didn't come toward me. They sat on this, even though I believed that they wanted me, but they pushed it away and then they sat there and they did nothing. So are they really a match for me if they operate that way? I'm changing my thought process to say, I understand one thing, which is that this person must be deeply out of harmony and out of sync with themselves to push something away that they truly wanted. That's the one thing I can say about this person. They pushed away me, and I know that they did want me. So why did they do that? Oh, they have some serious disharmony in themselves. So what is this character understanding about themselves now with that focus, right? Because it's becoming much more clear. King of Cups, Queen of Cups in the reverse. This has affected our lead character in a way where they have basically maybe missed out on like other people that would have really wanted to love them because they were otherwise trapped, holding on to this person who kept pushing this away. So they became kind of trapped as well, right? This is where we're holding on and holding back. So I'm holding on to the person that can't be with me, and I'm holding back from someone who could be with me. We have a matched pair, but we're out of sync now. So us holding on to someone who's sitting there, not taking any action, doesn't allow us to even see someone who would be right for us. Interesting to see immediately a matched pair here. Yeah, we haven't been moving on from this. We've been clinging to this. We've been as stuck as they have been in a different way, but every bit is stuck. They're stuck not coming toward us. We're stuck waiting for them to come toward us. That's all energy that keeps everything stagnant. This is what the intuition is telling somebody about themselves. I am just as stuck in not taking action to let this person go as they were in not coming toward me in the first place. I'm a train wreck today. And we have a Queen of Wands in the reverse, and we have a Knight of Swords in the reverse. I'm not even letting myself like feel sexy. I'm making myself feel like I'm in this rut because I am. This is my karmic cycle of not feeling like, it's almost like I was feeling for a while like I needed validation from this person. Otherwise, I felt like my self-worth has been depleted because why aren't they coming toward me when I thought that they wanted me, but they won't come toward me? That was slowing my progress. This is so I think this is so powerful, some of these messages, because it's like, oh wow, I'm seeing how I was in a karmic cycle as well. So they were in a karmic cycle, and then I got into one. Wow, Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands. This is like taking action to cut myself free, to see this, and then to choose consciously to I don't know, there's a certain amount of like, I want to say like a primal yell in all this, like a heroic, like I am free of this. I will not stay stuck. I will cut myself free of this. I will, like let my heart really sing. I will take action in my life. It's interesting because, we had that Eight of Swords, or excuse me, Eight of Wands that came out when I was asking the universe about the man, right? But now we're seeing it with our own intuition directed at ourselves. What do I need to do? I need to cut myself free of this. I need to let myself go, not be a part of this waiting pattern anymore. Definitely realizing that I was lowering myself. I was letting myself get stepped on by feeling out in the cold. I'm not out in the cold. This person, they're stuck in a stagnant energy, but I was accidentally allowing myself to be stuck. and allowing myself to feel stepped on. This person never had the power to step on me. I just felt that way for a while. I am now setting myself free of that. I'm definitely not going to lower myself again. I've got myself out of this karmic cycle. We have the 10 of Swords. It is sideways. So we still are waffling between this is totally done and over, and I still have a little bit of a residual hurt. We're somewhere in the middle right now on this. I feel like this is what we need to get off our chest. Maybe we need to say it to them. Like, you know, I really felt like you would hurt me so bad, but now I realize, no, I shouldn't have ever seen it that way. If you couldn't have come toward me and shown me that you loved me, then it's, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm not lovable. It doesn't mean that I don't have love out there for me. We have, this card is where we look back over our shoulder one last time, and then we go out and we give our cup of love to somebody else. Somebody who's going to be receptive, somebody who's going to be worthy. It's like, I'm actually ready to go out there and meet somebody else, look for new love. Page of Cups, new beginnings. I'm going to be more mindful of who I pick next time, but I'm going to do this. This is like, I have an opportunity to have someone else in my life. We still have, we have 3 cards here. We have this 9 of Cups. We have the Twin Flame card of 2 of Cups, and we have this 5 of Wands, and everybody came out sideways. There is, I feel like this could be one of those storylines where I'm challenging the idea that my twin flame journey has come to an end at this point, because I needed to cut myself free of something that maybe I believed for so long was supposed to come back to me. And I'm actually realizing now that no, I actually have to sail onward to go toward my happiness. And there isn't just one person that should be right for me. And it shouldn't be this complicated. And I don't want something that's going to, you know, make my brain hurt while I wait and wonder, why is someone not coming toward me who I thought loves me and who I love them? We're finally at a point where if that was a hurtful journey we're on, we're questioning whether or not that was a karmic cycle. Because if we were to look at this, it's like, oh, I'm definitely going to go onward in my life and be happy somewhere else. This was a false twin flame. This was a thing that I had to learn about. If these had come out totally in the reverse, it would be like, okay, then this will get unblocked. My twin flame will come in, and I don't have to be single solo finding happiness because my twin flame will show up. We're sitting somewhere between the two saying, I'm talking myself through this. I'm letting something go. I'm surrendering to this. And I'm saying that if I'm single for the time being, then I go out and I find happiness. And if I find happiness somewhere else, then it's because maybe that was a karmic. It was a lesson. We've already kind of decided that I was in a situation where I was as stuck as that person. I mirrored elements of them, which again, yes, could be twin flame, but could also be karmic. We're open to at least entertaining the idea that this was not the connection of a lifetime after all. It was a connection to shed and to make sure that we understand how not to get ourselves stuck, and to understand that our worth is never going to be determined by whether or not another person has the courage to come toward us. If someone doesn't come toward you, it has no bearing on how amazing you are. It has no bearing on how lovable you are, or how unique you are, or, you know, how desirable you are. That was the big lesson for this character. And I say that because we had the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is the big breakthrough. Like, oh my God, I was paused waiting for this person to come into me, and it might have messed with my self-worth. And now I'm realizing my self-worth isn't wrapped up in what they think of me. It's hard for it not to be, you know, from time to time. Like, I don't think there's any human out there that doesn't get hurt when someone doesn't show up, and it's frustrating. And then we find ourselves waiting, and that's frustrating. But this is a major change. This is a huge release. I think that this is a beautiful story in that context. Okay, so let's change decks actually. And let's say, what's our final message? Sorry, this one's getting so long also. but I feel like this was such a strong, like healing kind of a message. Do we want to go? I think I still do want this ancestor deck. Okay. What is the final message on this? Six of Staves, Magician. Are you kidding me? Okay. I guess it was the right deck after all. First off, this Six of Staves actually combines like the Chariot energy, and only an emperor or an empress rides in a chariot. So we have full on manifestation mode with the magician. And this is like a magical magician, because this is Merlin, like King Arthur's Merlin, his top magician. We have this very mystical, magical energy that is propelling you forward, because you actually feel really strong now in yourself. You feel like, of course I deserve something amazing. Of course my life can progress. Of course I have my sense of self-worth fully intact again. And that is when we're the most powerful manifestors. When we feel that powerful, our charisma attracts all kinds of things. This has been a wonderful, wonderful full circle of what was a difficult, confusing, and painful cycle, perhaps. But it may have been, if the big takeaway is to do a self-check and say, wait a second, I've been thinking that person was stuck, but I've been stuck on them. And that messed with my self-worth, and I didn't even realize it. And now I'm like, whoa, no, I totally have worth, and I know that. How did I almost overlook that for a little while? So we're getting back to ourselves in this storyline so powerfully. And it's so like, it's such a clean, crisp, like energized feeling to get back to ourselves. And why? Because the emotions have settled, the third eye is activated, and we are able to really see these things through a transformed vision. What happens to the man? I can't help but ask. And now this is more of like a lighter vibe. It's not like, oh, I hope they do this, or man, when are they going to get up and do that? Because like I was feeling that in the reading. Queen of Cups in the reverse. You know how we said that the man has been like all about like, oh, I feel like it's too late. But then the universe was like, you need to actually get up and make a choice. We have a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. The man does not come toward that queen, because the queen has actually stopped clinging to them. That, or let me put it this way, the man continues to think that she's clinging to them, and so they still continue to not take action toward her. It's as if, because the Queen of Cups in the reverse, this is when there is clinging, right? And we already saw that. We saw the Queen and the King of Cups when we were asking about the person who is represented by that focus card. Okay, hold on. We just got 4 more. 5 of Swords, the Hermit in the reverse, the 4 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. The man seems as if they perpetually stay in the exact same energy. The energy of, even if they reach out and say something, it'll be to be in conflict, because they insist that this is the unattainable, and they are completely like devoted to that idea. This is unattainable. I cannot have this. They have made it in their minds where this will never happen, because I don't know why. I really don't. I really don't know why, other than someone was out of sync, out of harmony. So was this interaction more for the person who's represented in the focus card to let go of this, in a weird way, we met somebody who's in a karmic cycle, and then they became our karmic cycle, and we are able to free ourselves of it. We have the Star card. Until the man heals, because the Star card is all about healing. And I'm saying, why are they not? Why are they insisting that this is a missed opportunity, and they're so defensive about it? It's either that they keep waiting for something to drop into their lap, or they are so unhealed that they just can't accept love in this lifetime. They can't accept a great love of a lifetime, because they just cannot see themselves being allowed to have it. If that is very sad, if someone is so committed to, we have this Judgment, so committed to punishment, I'm not allowed to have what I want. Not until it's like this person feels like they have to heal from something, or they have to do right somewhere else in life. I don't know. It's a very complex and very confused, and I would say convoluted thought process. We have got, they do think still somehow that no, 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 I can't have this. I can't have this. But someday they just never get out of this cycle. Someday we'll be back together. It'll be great. We'll have this new beginning. I'll be able to give what I should give. But we've seen them over and over and over again, always pushing it somewhere way down the road, because right now they've decided it needs to be a missed opportunity. I have no idea why this person remains in that vibe, other than they're very out of whack, out of balance. It doesn't, maybe this is a situation where this could come back around way later on. But, because we did kind of see the question mark for the other character. Like, what's going to happen? Is this person coming back? Is this not? I'm tired of this storyline. I'm tired of this reading. I feel like it's exhausting. And yet I'm going to still finish one last completion here. Give me the ending to this story. How does this work out? The Alchemist. This is all about transmutation. It's the Magician in this deck. Everything does transform. We change from one thing into another. We change who we are. We change what the relationship is. We have going inward to making changes at the soul level, maybe soul healing. Maybe that's what this was all about. Because both people, they keep insisting they can't have happiness. They want it, but they want to keep it a fantasy that they're never allowed to have it until later on, when they believe much later on, maybe then they'll be allowed to have it. I don't know what their hiccup is, why they have to be unhappy, but they are committed to that. And we see it over and over, but they hold on to a fantasy of being able to have happiness. Then on your side, it's like, well, I was stuck in a karmic cycle with them. I needed to transform this. I needed to go after pure happiness and really know that I'm powerful enough to have real joy and love and happiness in myself. So if both of them had to transform information within themselves, within their energetic makeup, if that's what this is all about, and then we do have a King of Pentacles. These two, crazily enough, they may end up back together. If the big transmutation, and we saw that King of Pentacles come up how many times? One person has to know that they're worthy of it. The other person has to know that they're worthy of being it. That's a very big mouthful of, but the change is happening now. That we're in the midst of the change. And the change begins with the individual who's been waiting on someone saying, when are they going to get unstuck? They go, wait a second, I've been stuck on them. I can only change me. I can't wait for them. I've been stuck as much as they are. So I'm going to focus on what I can change. The change is already happening because the decision has been made in this storyline. So I feel like maybe it's the divine feminine who begins this change, and it's the divine masculine who kind of remains still in that cycle for a while. But then eventually it does look like everybody is going through transformation. Whether or not they end up together, it kind of looks like they might. But wow, that was a storyline. Whew. Okay. I'm going to go take a nap and I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was so much too. I feel like I had such repeat cards, and I felt like I had repeat messages, and it was like, I don't understand what else I'm supposed to see in this. Like, what is the overall message? And then finally, I feel like we got there. So it was quite the epic adventure. Anyway, as always, these are just stories. I'm a writer who writes without using a pen in this format. I'm not a psychic. So, if you're still with me, awesome. Thank you. I know this was quite an earful, but I tell whatever story I see in the cards, in the imagery. So take good care of yourselves. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, all those things that help my channel to grow. And I appreciate you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.